Hi everyone, Magnus Mårtensson from Arrow Sweden. Today I will do a brief introduction to Dell EMC PowerStore. So what is Dell EMC PowerStore? Dell EMC PowerStore is the latest storage system from Dell Technologies, where they more or less take in best of two worlds, the Dell legacy and the EMC legacy storage systems, and put together a new storage system called PowerStore. PowerStore is now released. It's released in an appliance version, combining storage software on a purpose-built hardware. So the PowerStore appliance, it comes in a 2U format. It's both software and hardware. If we look at the hardware part, it's 25 NVMe disk slots in the front. 4 of those are reserved for NVRAM cache, write cache. In the back of the appliance, you have 2 storage nodes, redundant. It's slide in from the back. Here you also have the connectivity part with 10 gig, 25 gig, fiber channel 32 gigs ports. But let's talk about the PowerStore software. The PowerStore software is built in a containerized format. So it's running on containers. That makes it more flexible, portability, agility. So it makes life easier for Dell to maintain this platform, come with new features, updates when you have it in a containerized format. So the PowerStore software is running on containers on top of a container optimized operating system. And there's 2 models or versions of the PowerStore. It's the T model and the X model. The PowerStore T model, in that model the containers are running on Core OS, container optimized operating system, and the Core OS is running on bare metal. And this model is able to provide block storage using iSCSI and fiber channel. The T model also is able to provide file, that is NFS, SMB, FTP. So the file services are available from this PowerStore T model. The X model, on the other hand, they have inserted an ESXi between the operating system for the containers and the bare metal hardware. This enables virtualization in the platform, and so you're able to not only provide storage for your data center from this appliance, but you are also able to offer compute. So let's talk more about it later on. In this model, you're also able to provide block storage, iSCSI and fiber channel, but not file. So it's either file, that option is more interesting for you or suits your client needs, or the hypervisor thing, where you're able to also maybe run workloads directly on the storage appliance. The PowerStore appliance, since it's software and hardware together, you're able to do things that you're not able to do solely with software. Within the PowerStore appliance, there's a chip called Lewisburg chip, and I keep forgetting that name, the Lewisburg, but it doesn't make it less important, because this chip does provide the PowerStore with inline dedup and compression. And Dell are able to guarantee a 4:1 ratio on the dedup and compression. In most sort of standardized environments running a lot of maybe Linux or Microsoft workloads, you will most likely see a higher number than this, but this is more or less like a guarantee number in some environments that you have. So really high dedup compression ratio. So when you look at the hardware again, you have the 25 disk slots in the front. 4 of them are reserved, 21 are for your storage. It's NVMe, so it's really fast and future-proof. In those slots, you were able to put in SSD, flash disks, and also storage class memory. Not many using this at time being, but it will be maybe the future storage standard. Storage class memory is like DRAM performance, but it's in persistent storage disks, so really fast. The appliance, the minimum, you're able to populate it with 6 SSD disks, and the SSDs are ranging from 1.9 terabyte up to 15 terabyte. So the minimum is 1.9. With the dynamic RAID that is PowerStore is using to store all the data in the platform, you have some RAID overhead, and you also have an overhead with you have a hot spare here for redundancy, but then you have the guaranteed inline dedup and compression ratio. So approx 28 terabyte of usable storage with the minimum configuration. When we look at the maximum configuration, you're able to use all the 21 slots. And this is max for this appliance, the 2-unit appliance. Max 21 slots, and then you use the 15 terabyte SSD, and that gives you over 1 petabyte of usable storage. 1 petabyte of usable storage. That is with the RAID overhead, hot spare, and also the guaranteed dedup and compression ratio. If that's not enough, you are able to connect expansion enclosures to this platform and scale up each enclosure with 25 SAS connectivity. So this is SAS and 25 SAS disks in each. It's only solid state drives, flash. So with this platform, that will give you 96 disks when you scale up this system. You're also able to scale out, creating clusters with so you have appliance 1, appliance 2. So you're able to have clusters. There's replication features in software between different appliances, and it's also built-in functions to very easily move or migrate data between these. So when you have this kind of appliance, this PowerStore appliance, you're able to connect this to your, for example, VxRail. You already have a VxRail infrastructure here. It's both compute and it's storage. You're able to connect this PowerStore appliance. You're able to add, for example, the PowerStore T model, then you're able to add more storage to that platform, really fast storage. You're also able to provide them with file services. For example, file services for users, for servers, applications. If you use the X model, you're also able to provide compute. And the compute part, you're able to host virtual machines directly on the storage appliance. So direct access to really fast, low latency storage. So you're expanding your environment not only with storage, but also with compute. So there's so many use cases where you can use this. For example, if you're running some other storage software that needs to have fast access to this, if you need to have some temporary really high workloads, that needs really high performance, low latency data, you can move those workloads over to this PowerStore appliance and maybe back when finished. So multiple use cases. So this is the latest from Dell Technologies, the Dell EMC PowerStore. Contact us if you want to know more. So have a nice day.